Ukraine is the #1 software outsourcing destination in Europe. But will Ukraine be able to stay on top in this competitive global market? Here's what Ukrainian software professionals had to say at the Outsourcing Forum in Kyiv. Who do you think are the main competitions for Ukraine? What countries are really competing with Ukraine now?
If you talk about Europe, it is Poland. If you talk about world, it is other countries. It is India, Pakistan, and Philippines. 10
years ago, the #1 outsourcing destination was India. Everybody was sending their work to India. Now it's Ukraine. Do you think that Ukraine is going to stay on top? And what competition are you hearing from other countries like Poland and Romania and places like that? Who's the big competition right now?
Speaking about India, I believe that we can stay on top. And this is somehow because of our mental stuff, mental things, because we often heard about Indian guys that they are non-responsive, they are somehow disappearing, etc. Ukrainians cannot afford such a kind of behavior, and we believe that we will stay on top.
I can say that currently I see Poland as a great competitor for Ukraine, especially because they fit some of the Americans' laws, like export license. For example, we had a very big project here in Ukraine that we lost it to Poland just because of the export license. A very big international company, which everybody knows, came to us, to my company, and asked for a very big team of 50 people connected to FPGA and hardware. We found all the people. We were very attractive about cost, but the company couldn't work with us because Ukraine doesn't have export license.
Of course, the competition is global, and generic companies are not surviving right now. So just if you are providing web development or mobile development, you are competing with Vietnamese, with Indian guys, and with all over the globe. And they are much cheaper. Our developers are not cheap. They are good, but not cheap. That's why it's very important on this stage to overcome the competition, to be more focused on the marketing and on the niche you really want to compete for. In this case, we can be very much successful. And the companies who do this, they are really successful as well.
First of all, I think India is still up there. I spent a lot of time in India, working in India. I still think it's up there because all your major players are there and not here, you know, and they're there because of price.
So I believe that for Ukraine, it's no more Indians looking. They should be aware that inside Europe, they are building, some countries are building their IT industry also.
And talking about competitors, I think that countries from Eastern Europe, like Poland, Czech Republic, I think they are our competitors.
What about competition from China? Do you feel this competition, or is it not really on the radar?
No, I've never heard about Chinese developers, even in tenders, in big tenders. We lost several tenders to Indian companies.
Speaking about the main competitor, I heard about Chinese people, but I'm not sure.
Do you think that China is going to really compete with Ukraine?
When their level of English will be really higher, they will do, yeah.
I think not. I think not because there is a very big gap in mentality. The Ukrainians are used to work with Euro and with American companies. They understand the mentality, and I think also there is a gap of language. The English in Ukraine is pretty well, which you cannot say the same about China.
Actually, right now, no. Probably because we are not working in the same, for the same clients. Chinese, it's a little bit different client spectrum who probably are better to search in China and India, not in Ukraine. So that's why I've never heard about the competition with Chinese teams. But with Indians, yeah, the competition exists. And in case client choose only by price, they choose Indians. But in all other cases, and that's most of the cases, wins Ukrainian teams.